Welcome to the Common Man Football Show. My name is James Coburn, and today's episode, we're talking about the Atlanta Falcons versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers Week 15 matchup based on analytics. Each week, I like to collect all of the current 2017 NFL team data in order to analyze and project potential NFL performance. And since it's a weekly collection, there's always going to be some variation between various variables. However, there's always going to be little nuggets of truth that could become bigger nuggets of truth as the season continues. So stick around as I analyze each week's matchups based on analytics. And if you are new to the channel, all terms and definitions will be in the description. So, looking at this matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When you look at the NFL stat basic comparison data, and again, basic comparison data essentially deals with how the offenses are doing, defenses, and special teams are doing based on a macro level. And when you look at this data, it pretty much heavily favors the Atlanta Falcons. So let's get into some reasons why. First off, offensively speaking, the Falcons are just heavily favored. The Falcons have a better turnover ratio, so they don't turn the football over as much. The Falcons have the better sack percentage, and they also have the better offensive score percentage. So again, all three of those areas pretty much break heavily for the Falcons there. So I would say it's pretty easy to see the Falcons having the better offense here. Now, when you get to the defensive side of the football, that's where things get a little bit more even. The Falcons have a very similar defensive offensive score percentage to the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers actually have the better turnover ratio, so they tend to be able to create more turnovers compared to the Falcons. But the Falcons have the better sack percentage. But in many ways, I would say their defenses are pretty much dead even, with the Bucs being better at getting turnovers and the Falcons being better in terms of getting sacks. So for the most part, that would be kind of the best way to kind of explain both of these defenses here. And then, of course, when you get to special teams data, when it comes to the Buccaneers have the advantage when it comes to punt return yardage. Kick return yardage favors the Falcons. Defensive punt return yardage favors the Buccaneers. Defensive kick return yardage favors the Bucs as well. Field goal percentage favors the Falcons, extra point percentage favors the Falcons, and punting average favors the Falcons. As far as who has the better special teams, as I tell you guys every single week, the most important statistic to look at when it comes to special teams is field goal percentage. And the team that has the higher field goal percentage is the Falcons. So special teams, to me, is breaking more so for the Falcons than it is for the Bucs. But overall, again, just to kind of wrap a lot of this stuff up, the Falcons have the better offense in every single major offensive statistic, and the Falcons also have the better special teams, whereas the defense is more split between both these teams. So now let's get into some other sort of data. So now we're going to get into some micro data, split success data, kind of different down and distance data for the most part. And when you look at this particular area between the Falcons offense and the Bucs defense, when it comes to completion percentage, the Falcons are favored on first, second, and third down, when it comes to completion percentage. So for the most part, the Falcons are heavily favored there when it comes to those downs. Then, of course, we get to the Bucs offense versus the Falcons defense. And in this particular area, the Falcons are favored on second and third down. So again, most of those downs are the downs where I think there's going to be a lot of success for the Falcons here when it comes to those areas. Then, of course, we get to rushing downs between the Falcons offense and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. And in this area, the Falcons are actually favored here. Again, to reiterate, first down conversion rate with the run has to do with the ability to convert first downs with the run in various downs and distances. It really doesn't have much to do with yardage or explosive plays. It just has to do with the ability that if it's first down and you're running the football, do you convert a first down more often? That's basically what it deals with. And again, based on this, the Falcons are favored. Then, of course, we get to the Buccaneers offense versus the Falcons defense in terms of rushing downs. And in this area, the Buccaneers are favored on 2nd and 3rd down. So again, I think the Buccaneers will have some success rushing the football in this game. Then we get to passing downs. This is the Falcons passing offense versus Buccaneers passing defense. In this area, the Falcons are favored on 1st and 3rd down, but 2nd down being more of a in-between, wishy-washy type of game. Then, of course, we get to the Buccaneers offense versus the Falcons defense, where the Bucs are favored on 1st and 2nd down when it comes to passing down. So, again, for the most part, the Buccaneers are favored here in terms of both those areas. Then, of course, we get to sack rates between the Falcons offense and the Bucs defense. In this particular area, the Falcons are favored on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down when it comes to sack rate. So again, both those areas I think are pretty successful for the Falcons there. Then, of course, we get to the Buccaneers offense versus the Falcons defense, where the Falcons are favored on 2nd and 3rd down. So for the most part, I do see that the Falcons will probably get some sacks in this game in 2nd and 3rd down situations. Then, of course, we get to interception ratio between the Falcons offense and the Buccaneers defense. This particular area, the Buccaneers are favored on 1st and 3rd down. Big down and distance to watch is 1st down. The majority of the interceptions that the Buccaneers have been able to force have come on 1st down, and the majority of the interceptions that the Falcons have thrown have come on 1st down as well. So that's kind of the big down and distance to kind of watch. And then finally, we get to the Buccaneers offense and the Falcons defense when it comes to interception ratio, where the Buccaneers are favored on 1st and 3rd down, with the big down and distance to watch being 2nd down. So ultimately, how do I feel about this game? Well, I think it's going to be a Falcons victory. I mean, it shouldn't be that surprising, but I do think that there's a lot of things that break for them. When you look at the offense, a lot of stuff on offense breaks for them. Special teams breaks for them as well. And I just have this, feeling, whatever you want to call it, that they're going to continue to have success going forward. So I think the Buccaneers, on the other hand, they just have too many problems with turnovers. Too many problems with their defense kind of not showing up when it needs to show up, and just a lack of wholeness to their team for whatever reason. There just seems to be something missing from them. There's definitely stuff missing from the Falcons, don't get me wrong, but I just have that kind of general feeling about this game, that the Falcons just have such an overwhelmingly better offense that's going to pay off in the end. But let me know in the comment section below, who do you believe is going to win this football game? And of course, my name is James Coburn. You can find my other work at draftcoburn.wordpress.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Geometrics. And if you like this content and you want more content like this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Share this video as well with anybody that you know. Hit that notification button to be reminded about when another video drops. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.